Hi everyone, so should be my week 36 slightly late update, but it's actually my week 36 really late update. I'm 36 weeks and 6 days pregnant, which is crazy, and you're probably like, wait a minute. But basically I have a slightly new due date, and it turns out it's actually not a new due date, but the due date Kyle and I thought we had was off because what happens is, at my doctor's office, the way they do it is when you have your initial ultrasound, which is really the best way to using measurements to accurately predict a due date. If your ultrasound, if the baby measures about 3 to 4 days either way, different from your last menstrual period, then they will either if it's less than that amount of time, they will just leave it the same as what your last period was. But if it's more than that, then they'll change it, they'll adjust it to whatever it says the size is. So for me, my baby measured, I guess, 4 days smaller. And so the lady told us, she's like, it's measuring about for a due date of about the 21st or the 22nd. So about 3 to 4 days different than whatever. And so Kyle and I were like, oh, okay, so we thought that was my due date, but it turns out they've never changed it because it was borderline of how my doctor's office does it. So they always kept my due date as the 18th. I had no idea. So this whole time, every time I go to the doctor, my doctor will be like, oh yay, you're 35 weeks, and I was, or whatever it would be that I was at, and I'd always think she was just like rounding up. I'd always be like, yeah, almost, you know, like I didn't realize that they never changed my due date because I was kind of right there. So anyway, so I discovered that. I was like, oh, so you guys have my due date as the 18th too. And it doesn't really matter because it's like literally just a couple of days. It's not a big change or anything. They don't really change the due dates at this point. So yeah, so not technically a change, just a whoops. So anyway, so as it turns out, at my doctor's appointment on Monday, I was 36 weeks. So okay, so anyway, so that's cool. I was excited. I was like, oh well, I magically gained a couple of days into my pregnancy. But so for my doctor's appointment on Monday, so that happened. So I was like, okay, so my due date is the 18th, you guys, July 18th. Okay, so tomorrow, which is a Monday, I will be 37 weeks. What? I know. So yeah, I'm totally 9 months pregnant. 9 months pregnant. Even by my old due date, I'm 9 months pregnant. That is so cool. And a little scary, but like in a good way. So the doctor's appointment went really well. I was a little anxious because as I mentioned in my last pregnancy update, I literally, besides a tiny bit of poofiness, which is normal, like, and a little bit of like face poof and stuff, which is totally to be expected at this point in pregnancy. I had just started getting kind of like swollen feet and ankles, and I know it's normal, and so many people were like, oh my gosh, I've been getting that for forever, and da-da-da-da, but I hadn't really been getting it. So I kind of naively was hoping that maybe I would just not get that. I would just be like slightly poofy at the end of the day, but nothing really swollen. But then I did, all of a sudden, like my feet would swell, my ankles would swell. And so I was like, oh no. So I couldn't help but be like, oh, what if, you know, I know it's supposed to be normal, and all the books are like, oh, you're probably swelling a lot at this point, and you probably don't like the way your feet look at this point, blah, 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 blah. But I was kind of like, well, what if it's not normal, and what if, you know, it's the preeclampsia stuff happening again? And so I was just a little anxious. And then we went to the doctor's office, and my blood pressure was wonderful. No protein in my urine. I mean, I had a little bit of excess weight gain, but she said it was like literally from the water just being a little swollen. Everything was perfect, so I was really happy. So yeah, my swelling is just totally normal. It's not fun, but it's normal. And then since then, I've discovered a pattern. See, when I was with Sophie, because I had preeclampsia, the swelling never, ever, 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 ever went away, ever. But this baby, my swelling will go away. So I can tell, I can actually kind of control it a little bit. If I just, if I'm on my feet just a little bit, my feet just get a little swollen. If I'm on my feet a lot and I'm out in the heat shopping or something, I get really swollen. And if I kind of keep my feet propped up, or I'm careful about what I do, I don't get any swelling in my feet or anything. So other than that, like I said, very good doctor's appointment. My doctor was really happy. So I got checked down below, and that was cool because I was just really curious. When I was at the hospital at about 32 weeks because I got sick and it kind of threw my body into a really early labor, they checked me there, and I was a fingertip dilated, so not quite. I was about 1, they said, but not quite. It was like hard to even say that, and she didn't want to. The nurse checking me was like, you don't want to mess with anything down there. You want to leave it alone. And I was 0% effaced, and da 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 da. So this doctor's appointment, I was easy 1 centimeter dilated, like 1+, she actually said, and then I was 50% effaced. She said maybe a little bit more, and she said his head was so low. She didn't give me a station number, but she was just like, well, he's really low. And she actually kind of pulled back and then felt again and was like, yeah, he is really low. And she said it just like that. So she seemed to think that was more interesting than anything else. I keep reading and hearing that with second pregnancies, it's much more common to dilate first and then efface. But I appear to be effacing and then dilating like you typically do with your first pregnancies. With Sophie, when I went into labor with Sophie, I was dilated to 0. I was not dilated at all, and I was 0% effaced. I had nothing going on with her when I started actually going into labor with her. So I had to go from 0 to, 10 and really, like, I had to do it all. And so it's cool with this one, even though my signs don't mean that I'm going to go into labor anytime soon. At the same time, it's nice that, like, my body is changing, and it's, it's changed even in this pregnancy. It's changed from 32 weeks to now. So, but I think I'm effacing kind of more because he's so low. So he's really, his pressure down there is causing me to efface more. And that's kind of exciting because, the thinner you are and everything, the faster you can dilate. So I was like, and so I've been just kind of looking into it and talking to people, and a lot of people have said that, yeah, if you get really effaced, you can be not dilated at all, but then if your body decides to start going into labor, it can happen really quickly. So I'm very curious. I'm like, oh, will that happen? I'm at that point, you guys. I'm at the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it's gonna happen, and like, what's gonna happen? And even if I go overdue, I'm gonna have him in a month. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I'm 37 weeks tomorrow, so even if I'm overdue, I'm gonna have him. It's like, even at the longest, he's coming, you guys, and it's so, I don't know, like, it's really exciting, really, really exciting. So that's all the positives, you guys. But the fact that he is so low is really why I've been having so much of that pelvic pressure pain and the pubic pain. That's why, because his head's down there. It's just down there giving me trouble. So it's very difficult at night to move. I have to go to the bathroom about every 2.5 hours. I've started, like, looking at the clock because it's so annoying, and it doesn't matter. And I mean, the thing is, at this point, I'm drinking so much water all the time anyway. I can't really avoid it. I can't be like, well, I'm gonna drink less water before bed, because I still need that water. So I just deal with it. But it is hard every time at night when I have to get up. It is difficult to get up. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, it's just so hard to get out of bed, and not because I'm tired, but because physically, I mean, it's heavy. I'm really heavy. There's a lot of pressure down there, and so getting out of bed is comical. Like, it's seriously, I'm sure if someone was watching, they would crack up, because sometimes I'm doing it, and I'll be kind of, like, in pain and uncomfortable, and then I'll just almost want to laugh. I'll be like, really, really? It's like, has it come to this? So, but I do it. I keep trucking. I just keep going. And so, yeah, so that's not super fun, but it does make me laugh, because, I mean, what else can you do? You have to, like, laugh about it. And then baths help a lot. When I take baths, it just takes the pressure off my body, or when I go swimming. So I've been trying to do a lot of water stuff. I just feel a lot better when that happens. Oh, I've been having, just like I said before, like, my Braxton Hicks have continued. This week I particularly had some painful ones. I even had some that I felt in my back, which to me seems more reminiscent of an actual contraction, but nothing that I would call anything productive. But definitely having those, so I mean, my body's definitely preparing. And sometimes they do kind of hurt, you know, and I just have to stop what I'm doing and I'm like, whoa. I keep just thinking about like, how's it gonna be, you know, what's gonna happen. It's kind of fun to think about, you know, to imagine, especially when I'm having like Braxton Hicks and or painful ones, you know. I just kind of start thinking about it and I'm like, what's gonna actually happen, you know? Then, okay, so I think that's it for my symptoms, and, you know, still kind of emotional. I was gonna say I haven't really been nesting much, and then all of a sudden the last, I don't know, actually when I say all of a sudden I mean literally like this morning, I was kind of like, I want to get some stuff done, even though there's really not a lot to do. Like, there's things that we do daily, like the game room's really messy right now because Sophie was just playing up here this morning, but that's not a big deal. The house is pretty clean, everything's pretty clean. Need to do some laundry. But there's really not a ton to do, but I just still have that feeling, so just kind of kicked in this, I don't know. Oh, and then, yeah, I think that's it, you guys. So, be excited, new due date. So tomorrow I have my 37-week doctor's appointment, and I'm 37 weeks tomorrow, so I guess I will try to do my vlog then. I need to kind of space my photos apart because I don't want them to be, I want them to try to still show the changes that are happening and not just, I don't know. But I did take photos for this week from on Friday, which is my normal day. And I don't know, I'll either take my photos, my 37-week photos tomorrow, or I'll wait till like Tuesday or Wednesday to try to still keep it spaced a little bit and then kind of catch up with 38 weeks. We do live action belly shot. So there was some vlogs I had planned on doing, and the reason I haven't done them is because I swell the worst when I'm sitting at my desk for a long period of time. And so when I'm trying to edit some of these vlogs I want to do, I get really swollen and uncomfortable, and so it just hasn't been worth it to do. So I'm really sorry that I haven't done all of them that I wanted to. I'm still going to try to get some of the stuff up, but it's just, I don't know. We also have we have a big change happening at my house that I'm going to do a family vlog and update about. So yeah, I'll tell you guys all about that. It's a good thing. But that's why I haven't done a couple of the vlogs I wanted to. And so, oh, and I also want to say, like, I got up the double stroller video, and it was so great because I felt really weird about it. I was like, oh, I hope everybody gets what I'm talking about. But everybody was like right with me. Everybody was on the same page, and you guys knew exactly how I felt and what I did and all that stuff. And a lot of people were like, show it. And I'm like, I did show it. I showed a picture of it at the beginning of the video. But I know what you mean. You want to like see the real thing. So I will do that in my next Operation Baby video, and which I will do this week. And the next Operation Baby video is going to be a nursery. There's not really much to update in the nursery. We've hung some of the artwork, but I'll do a video about, you know, just other preparations too. So, and the hospital bag video I'll get up this week. I have my hospital bag pretty much ready. I actually haven't packed everything in there. The dining room is like baby central, and so, but I have all my hospital bag stuff is on my table so I can film it before I pack it. So yay. So I'll try, you know what, I think I'll do that today because I should have time. So that'll be cool. So that'll be a good one to get up. And yeah, other than that, that's it, you guys. And I will just see everybody, I guess I'll try to update tomorrow. It might not be till Tuesday or Wednesday, but about my doctor's appointment and 37-week update and all that stuff. So yeah, we're changing a little bit. Usually my updates are supposed to be Friday, and I usually get them up over the weekend. Now my update should be on Monday, so I will, yeah, I'll do the best I can. Also, I had this idea that it was something Kyle and I were going to do for ourselves, but I was like, well, if we're going to do this for ourselves, maybe we should just share it with everybody. And that was, we were thinking about, at 37 weeks, starting to do a daily vlog about kind of just like the countdown to labor. And it wouldn't be anything long. It would just be like, you know, some days I'd talk about stuff, some days it would just be us filming what we're doing that day. You know, just a daily vlog, and we were going to do it for ourselves to have, because you don't know, I mean, it could be 3 more weeks, it could be 1 week. Guys, if this was Sophie, I would already be in labor right now, you know, if this is what happened with Sophie. At this point with Sophie, I was in labor. So, on my own. So what? so like, that's what we were thinking, is just doing that, starting a daily vlog thing. And like I said, it was going to be kind of like a diary for ourselves. But I was like, well, if we're going to do it anyway. So anyway, if you guys think that would be fun, if you want to see it, and like I said, some of them might only be 30 seconds long, but anyway, that was just an idea that we had for personal, you know, that personally that we had that we wanted to do. But then I thought, oh, it'd be fun to share, because I know the people that I watch who are pregnant, when they get to this point every day, I'm like, what's happening? Like, and so I was like, you know, maybe people want us to share that. So let me know if you think that sounds fun, and maybe I'll start posting that. And if that's the case, then I'll try to start doing videos every day, you know, put up what we film, just our daily, you know, daily countdown to labor, because we're at that point where I can start doing that, which is awesome. Okay, so watch the family vlog. It'll be up, you know, later, because obviously this one will have to be loaded, and then it'll have to be loaded, and it'll take it a while, but it'll be up. So I've got exciting news in that. So, alright, that's it for now. Bye, guys.